Why, what's that for?
Alright then, so what you've just seen is a guy pretend to pull a police officer's trousers down. Did not touch him, not one finger touched him, but yet is being arrested for assault on a PC. How ridiculous is this? I do suspect later on, once they actually realise this little PC, little man syndrome PC, which is absolutely messed up massively, they'll probably change it for drunken disorderly. That's probably what he'll end up getting done for in the end, not assault on a PC, because they've got no leg to stand on that charge. This is the most outrageous arrest I've ever seen. This is absolutely ridiculous. You pulled a joke on me, I'm gonna arrest you for assault on a PC, which is absolutely ridiculous, mate. Something which will absolutely destroy his life forever, just because little man syndrome kicked in. But let's just get straight into this video.
Why, what's that for?
You only pretended to kick.
Assault! For assault! Whoa! Steady on, yeah? Steady on, yeah? Steady on! Steady on! Steady on! What we're saying? Steady on! Yeah, steady on! Hey! Can I ask why you locked him up? Yes, I don't PC. I've got all the up. Yeah, come on, Joe. Just see no Alright. You've got your point. Oh, you can't breathe from that,
Okay then, so let's actually look at the legislation he was arrested under, which would probably be Section 89 of the Policing Act of 1996, which would be subsection 1.
1. Any person who assaults a constable in the execution of his duty, or a person assisting a constable in the execution of his duty, shall be guilty of an offence and liable on summary conviction to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 6 months, or to a fine not exceeding level 5 on the standard scale, or to both.
Alright then, so I'm not going to go into the rest. If you want to go into the rest, there you go. But that's what he's going to be arrested for, and as you've seen, can go to prison for 6 months and a fine not exceeding level 5. But do you think he actually committed assault? Let's actually go into what it is all covered under. So on the CPS's website, we're going to go to assault of a constable and just highlight this here.
Assaulting a constable in the execution of their duty, Section 89 Police Act 1996, involves a common assault or battery committed against a police officer or person assisting a police officer acting in the execution of their duty. The duties of a police officer are not defined in statute. Where the issue in the case is whether the officer was acting in the execution of their duty, but the conduct would at any rate amount to a common assault or battery, it may be prudent to add that as an alternative charge.
So as you see, they're going to question if the copper was acting in his duty and whether it amounted to common assault or battery. Right now, more than anything, common assault. Why? Because common assault, you don't have to actually physically touch them. So let's actually go over to the Sentencing Council, which is this, all the way up to here.
Assault covers a range of actions, from using threatening words to a severe physical attack that leaves the victim permanently disabled. Offences of assault fall under the Offences Against the Person Act 1861, the Criminal Justice Act 1988, and the Crime and Disorder Act 1998. There are 3 basis types of assault offence. Common assault. Actual bodily harm, ABH. Grievous bodily harm, GBH, wounding. Common assault is when a person inflicts violence on someone else or makes them think they're going to be attacked. It does not have to involve physical violence. Threatening words or a raised fist is enough for the crime to have been committed provided the victim thinks that they are about to be attacked. Spitting at someone is another example.
So as you've seen, common assault is, well, you don't have to have physical violence put on you. You just have to think that you are going to be attacked. Like it says there, it doesn't have to be physical violence. Threatening words, which you didn't do, or a raised fist is enough for the offence to be committed. Not going behind somebody and pretending to pull their trousers down. Not even touching them. Not even saying a word to the copper. But yet, this little man syndrome has jumped straight into arrest for assault on a constable. Absolutely ridiculous charge. And that's why I honestly believe it'll get thrown. When they get to the station, they'll probably create something else and probably arrest him for drunk and disorderly. Now, all this is just my opinion. If you don't like it, tough titty. I want to thank my members for being a member. If you want to become a member, click the join button down below. As always, I want to know what you thought of this interaction in the comments down below. And like the video as it does open YouTube's algorithm. I'll catch you on the next one.